Hey guys, what's up? It's SUPERFUJI here, back with a little bit more Summoner's War. Rhyme. Anyway, sorry, that was stupid. My bad. My bad. Anyway, so we're going to be doing a little bit of a creature spotlight on Delphoi, the Wind Undine. Uh, so far, out of the Undines that I've had a chance to actually toy with, being Dark, Water, and Wind in this case, because I've never gotten a Fire one and Light one, well, yeah, fucking right. Like I can get something like that. So yeah. But Delphoi, the Wind Undine, she's probably by far one of my more favorite creatures, probably my most favorite creature in this game that I've been able to actually get my hands on. She's all around pretty cool. Um, let's go ahead and start. She's a support class. Once she hits 5-star Awaken, her HP is pretty decent. Her attack is surprising for a support class, actually, even at that level, I'd say. Defense is good. Speed, it's, whatever. For her, it's not so much about the speed. In early game, yeah, you probably want to get her set with either Swift Energy or just solid energy. So the Swift, will allow her to go a little bit faster, so you get heals more often. In late game, from what I've seen, again, either load her with just higher end full energy runes and just HP percent all around, or and maybe even a little bit of a speed in there too. But I'd only worry about that in substats. Or you set her violent energy. I know I seem to like the violent runes a lot, but there's some good creatures that I have that really rock the violent. So she's nice to have. Right now mine's set up as violent energy, and unfortunately I have a little bit of attack percent on her, only because I didn't have a good enough rune to put in there for HP percent that I wanted. I'm still trying to work on actually get one of those runes. But I'll show her runes in a bit. First things first, let's go ahead and look at her leader skill. Which, again, I'm sorry for the terrible lagginess that this is giving, but Jesus, this is going horrible. Okay, come on. Anytime now, Delphoi, that you want to show what's going on. Okay, there we go. Leader skill increases the defense of ally monsters with wind attribute by 40%. So if you're taking like a full wind team, like from our last video, the wind drunken master that we talked about, if you're taking him and maybe Fuko or whoever else you might have that you really like for a wind team into the water B10 or whatever, B7 or whatever it is that you do in water, she would be definitely a good leader, giving, what was that? That was 40% defense. That's pretty nice, depending on what you come across, obviously, unless you're coming across something that can break defense. But otherwise, still, it's, if it was water versus wind. But the great thing about Delphoi is she's not really, you don't really have to worry about the leadership thing unless you're running dungeons, really. Despite the fact that her leadership ability goes global and all that, but just for wind creatures, she is capable of doing a lot more. I use her for everything. She is my main healer for everything, for guild battles and arena and dungeons and what have you. So, and TOA. So I run her in everything because I love the way that she works. So let's go ahead and look down at her first skill when it decides to show up finally, whenever that may be. Anytime now, Mobazin. Anytime now. God, please send the lightning. Well, I mean, that technically her ability is lightning drop, so I guess it's already here. Oh, shit, this is horrible, and I don't know why it's going so poorly today. I mean, it hasn't gone great before, but it's going horrible today. Alright, lightning drop. Attacks an enemy with a small lightning, decreasing its attack speed for 2 turns if the attack lands as a critical. Now, that's her basic ability, but that is for when she's awakened. Otherwise that ability it just does damage. It doesn't get the debuff effect when it crits. But she's good for that in giants, slows them down. Uh, can slow down enemies in most anything, and assuming that their resistance isn't too high or anything like that. She's not one you really set for accuracy. You can, but it's not the main source of her power, so substats would be the important factor there. The next one will be Mind Shock when it decides it wants to show the fuck up. Seriously, this is annoying. I'm sure this is annoying to you guys who are watching. This is equally, if not more so, annoying to me who has to record this and make this actually work. So, Reflector 2 is looking better and better, and it's cheap, so I'm going to see about getting it. Alright, Mind Shock. Inflicts damage on an enemy with a strong shock and puts the target's skill on cooldown. So, that's a great ability because yes, resistance can hold it off, but if it actually goes through, then it sets any cooldown-based skills on cooldown. So if you're going up against another healer and you actually manage to pull off using that ability, then that healer will lose its abilities for however long their cooldown is. Again, this is another thing that works great on boss creatures. It's not actually a debuff, it's an attack effect, so it can land on, well, I guess most debuffs can land on bosses. That was the wrong way of putting that, I suppose. But yeah, so it can decrease, or increase, I should say, the cooldown of some of the boss monsters and their abilities. So it works great in normal dungeons, it works great in arena or in TOA or in guild battles as well, because it keeps things from using their bigger abilities on you. So very handy. I love using that on some things, when I can. And now we're gonna hold out and see what happens with the last ability here, and see if it wants to cooperate any faster. But apparently not. Of course not. For the record, my Delphoi is actually at level 35, 5 stars. She probably won't be my next 6-star monster. I'm going to do another attack one, but for now, I'm happy where Delphoi is. Alright, Spirit's Blessing. Removes all harmful effects on all allies, also granting immunity for 2 turns and recovering 20% of their HP. Now, granted, it's not a whole hell of a lot of HP to recover, and sometimes that can be a little diminishing to her, but the other abilities, she can remove all harmful effects. It's not just 1 or 2 or a random amount or whatever. She removes all harmful effects, including the unrecoverable effect where you can't heal. So she technically first removes the debuffs, then she gives immunity to everybody on the team for 2 turns, which is also nice. Which means no debuffs put on them unless, say, you're facing like Orion, who can remove a buff, including immunity, and then put a debuff on. And then heals for 20%. For the way my teams are usually set up, that's actually pretty solid. Depending on what I'm going into, I actually have 2 Delphois. One isn't awakened yet because I haven't decided whether or not I'm really going to decide to feed her or what. But I have one built for, my main one is built with Violent, and my other one is built just solid HP, with energy runes and all that. So, with energy runes, she can last like crazy. People become very hard pressed to take her out, even against fire, or even with fire creatures. She's still very painful to take down. So if you build her right, which is always nice. Even with violence, she can still be a bit of a trick. if she has a chance to go, then she has a chance to be able to pull off uh, actually healing herself and immunity, which could remove, like, the defense break that some creatures could put on her and things like that. So, uh, but yeah, like I said, I have her set at violent and energy. I've got a nice 6-star 5-slot rune on her. That's an energy one. Hopefully the video will catch up with what I'm actually doing on my tablet right now. Oh, this is painful. Hey, it's Juan again. Hi, Juan. Um, there she is. My Delphoi. But yeah, I mean, she's got a little bit of attack percent in this one, some basic flat attack, some crit damage, some speed. It's not, the substats aren't great for her, like some HP percent would have been really nice. The speed is nice to have. Crit rate would have been nice for her, I suppose, for her basic attack to have a chance to slow. Uh, so that would have been good. Let's see. We've got, this is the one that I'm not exactly happy with. I mean, I get a little bit of, you'll see in a second here. I get a little bit of resistance off it, some flat HP, and some crit damage again, and not what I'd want off it. We're going to be looking at this one up here. There it is. Not what I want off it, but it's kind of the best I could do when I was rebuilding her for Fatal and Energy. Or not Fatal, Violent and Energy. My words are not working today. So, it was kind of the best I could do at the moment. But I plan on still trying to find another at least good energy rune to put in that slot. But I won't accept anything other than HP percent at this point. Because, she's one of my main creatures that I use. So, I need her to be built right. But yeah, I think you get the general idea. Slot 2 is a HP percent. It does have a little bit of accuracy, which isn't bad. Let's see. Personally, I wish mine's health would be a little bit higher, which is where I need the another HP percent, and need to finish upping some of these runes a little bit more. So, but her accuracy is her crit damage is I don't care about that. I want crit rate. I need that as a substat. Her speed is up a little. Her defense I'm not too worried about because I feel that she's more of a solid HP kind of creature. So I think that's a lot better to have, personally. I mean, obviously she has a little bit of defense on her, but it's nothing magnificent. But that is the way it is. If I had some nice, like, defense percent substats, I'd be happy with that. But her HP is pretty solid, and I short of certain fire-based 4-stars, it's hard to one-shot her with anything with her HP. So the only thing that I fear with her and my Wind Hellhound Gamir is the Fire Samurai. He's the one that kind of kicks the taste out of their mouth. So, uh, but yeah, that's pretty much my ideals on Delphoi. She's pretty much good all around. She's not great in Necro, but she's still there to heal. I think her basic attack, Lightning Drop, does still technically land twice. So that's still pretty good. I think. I can't remember exactly. I don't pay much attention to that anymore. And everything's lagging so bad that I'm not going to go back and check right now. So sorry about that. You'll just have to look her up on your own in that case and find out. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, that's just kind of my build for her and the way I have her set up. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and for what you could enjoy, but it wasn't very motiony because stupid things, and I'm going to work on that, I swear. Just got a lot going on right now. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I hope you guys enjoyed what there was of a video in this, and hopefully you guys will join me in the next video, whichever game that might be that I'm playing. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember, stay weird, y'all. Bye.